Welcome, everybody. The NFL season is over, which means it's time to look forward to the 2023 NFL Draft. I'm Joe with the Game House, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Kansas City Chiefs in a 2023 NFL mock draft. As mentioned, the Chiefs are up in our 2023 NFL mock draft series, coming off a season where they won the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce are back. They know that much. They did lose Orlando Brown, but they signed Juwan Taylor to play tackle. But they have some different needs. Frank Clark's no longer there as well, so they have a lot to do this offseason in the draft specifically. They've already done some in free agency, so let's see what they can do. We're going to be doing a mock draft via the NFL Mock Draft Database Simulator. I like this one because it uses kind of the internet's big board. If you mush them all together, that's how the players are ranked. There will be players who fall that maybe aren't the most realistic, but it is the NFL draft. Anything can happen. We'll do the most with what we can do. And we also won't be accepting any trades. A lot of these simulators, they don't have the best trade values when it comes down to it, so we don't want to have to trade like a 5th-round pick for a 1st-round pick. I've seen that before on some of these mock draft simulators. We don't want that. We're just going to stick with the picks the Chiefs have and give a representation of what they might do in the 2023 NFL Draft. So let's get it started here with the Chiefs at pick number 31. As you can see, all the quarterbacks are still on the board. They just went off the board. So let's get it to at 31. Again, rejecting all the trades there. Tight end is kind of going to be a big thing in this draft. Obviously, the Chiefs don't need one. Brian Branch would be a pick, but they got Mike Edwards in free agency to pair with Justin Reed, so I think they're going to roll with that. And that makes Anton Harrison, for me, the pick. A left tackle, I think you can play right away. I think Juwan Taylor, I think he might want to play left tackle, but he has experience on the right side of the line. So keep him at right side, pick Anton Harrison, keep on protecting Patrick Mahomes because that is what has won you Super Bowls before. So keep on doing that and move on and see what you can do next round. This board actually falls pretty perfectly for the Chiefs. They get Keion White. A lot of people think he might go 1st round. I don't know how high I am on him compared to that, but if you get him at 63, you have to be pretty happy. I think he's a guy who can provide that edge rush help that they need after losing Frank Clark in free agency. So, yeah, let's go with Keion White there. Very, very good start to the draft for the Chiefs with the offensive tackle and edge rusher, and gives us some flexibility moving forward. Pick number 95. Let's go Tyler Scott. I think this might be a pick because he is very fast, and I think the Chiefs, as we've seen in the past, value that speed more than even some other teams. Didn't have the most productive career at Cincinnati, but also this past year didn't have the best quarterback play. So let's see what he can do with a better quarterback in the NFL. Next pick up, there's a lot of running backs available, and that is enticing. I mean, we think Clyde Edwards-Helaire is going to be gone by next year. Isaiah Pacheco did pretty well, but it's never bad to have a stable of running backs when they go down. So that might be a consideration here. I think Darius Rush would be in consideration too. Let's go with Zach Evans, the running back out of Ole Miss. A very athletic guy. He went to TCU to start his career. He transferred out after he was recruited. It was kind of weird how he was recruited in a story that like he just couldn't figure out where he was going to go and ends up at TCU. Transfers to Ole Miss. Ends up getting injured a little bit. Also loses some snaps to Quinshon Judkins, who's an absolute star for Ole Miss. But I think just getting another running back in that room could be really, really good for the future. And it's a mid-round picks here, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. This pick, we're going to go Jartavius Martin, the safety out of Illinois. I think he's a pretty big hitter, and I think you can, you sign Mike Edwards, you have Justin Reed, get another safety. A lot of teams play 3 safeties, and also just to get some depth at that position. We are moving on to the next pick with the Chiefs here. We have pick 166. And with this one, I think we're going to go with Kobe Turner out of Wake Forest to kind of beef up the interior of the defensive line, give some depth there. That still allows us to get some other good players here for the Chiefs because they have a pick at 178 too. So let's go Mekhi Blackman, the corner out of USC. Yes, they have L'Jarius Sneed. They have Trent McDuffie. Getting another corner is never a bad idea. The Chiefs secondaries had injuries in the past, and I think just beefing that up is not the worst thing in the world. Next pick up, let's go just for depth on this team. Let's go Will Mallory, the tight end out of Miami. Here in the fastest 40 time at the Combine, I believe at 4.54. The Chiefs have shown they like to use multiple tight ends. Getting him this late, it's not like it's that big of a deal. If you don't think he's ready to play yet, put him in the practice squad, let him develop. But a guy could be a very good target for Patrick Mahomes down the road. Next one up, let's go Alex Forsyth, the interior lineman out of Oregon. Lots of experience at center for Oregon over the last several seasons. Can give you depth on the interior offensive line. The Chiefs have back-to-back picks right there. And let's see. Let's go with Carrington Valentine, the corner out of Kentucky. I don't think it's too out of the question to think they double dip on a position with all the picks they have. Good physical corner, man-to-man corner. I think he could be a pick maybe in the 5th, 6th round even, and they're getting him at the end of the NFL draft there. So let's go back through it. We got Anton Harrison, a guy who I think can step in and play left tackle for a team starting in year 1. Might have some lumps he has to take in year 1, but a guy who I think has the athleticism to stay in front of speed rushers. This allows you to put Jawan Taylor at right tackle, or I guess if you want to switch it and put Anton Harrison at right tackle, that's fine too. But at least you get that tackle early in the draft because those will probably go pretty quickly. Keon White falls to the Chiefs here. Very important because Frank Clark is no longer there. He did play defensive line at some points in his Georgia Tech career, but now he's more of an edge rusher, and I think that could be very, very beneficial if he falls to the Chiefs at 63. Tyler Scott, wide receiver. They lose Juju Smith-Schuster. He wasn't the greatest receiver for them, but he was okay. Did have some key catches in the Super Bowl. Go get another receiver. Tyler Scott is very, very fast. Didn't run as well as maybe a lot of people thought for his 40 time. But we know the Chiefs like speed. We know that they'll be able to target him downfield. Take Tyler Scott. Zach Evans, again, this is just to get more running backs in the room. He's a guy who I think can be dynamic as a running back and maybe at this value, pretty good value, and just Clyde Edwards-Helaire might not be there next year, so go get Zach Evans. Go get another running back who might be able to provide a little bit more flash to your running back room. Jartavius Martin, yes, Mike Edwards was signed. He can help provide some depth behind Mike Edwards and Justin Reed. Big hitter there. Kobe Turner to provide some defensive line depth. Mekhi Blackman at corner. Will Mallory, a fast tight end who might be able to develop behind Travis Kelce and learn from him. Alex Forsyth for interior line depth. And Carrington Valentine, maybe a special teamers to start, but then ends up developing into a guy who might be able to provide some depth at the corner position in the future. So I like this mock draft for the Chiefs, and I think the board fell pretty well. Let me know what you think of this mock draft in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe for more mock drafts. We'll be doing these mock drafts up and through the 2023 NFL Draft in April. For now, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.